Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, BNEWS reporters Robert Paris and Veris Conley, Peter Brown with the weather, Gretchen Carey with the community calendar, and Anthony Matos with sports. Thank you for joining us. Burlington Police Chief Thomas Brown penned a letter to the community to address the school shooting in Uvalde, Texas that led to the deaths of 19 school children and 2 teachers, and how the Burlington Police Department trains for similar situations. Chief Brown called the incident tragic and horrific and something that would raise legitimate concerns among residents about something similar happening in the Burlington School Committee. I would like to take this opportunity to reassure all of you that your Burlington Police Department is highly trained and continues to put forth substantial efforts and implements best practices related to school safety and security, he wrote. Chief Brown added that the police work closely with school officials and teachers to ensure best practices and coordination. He also said the department begins to train new officers on these topics as soon as they come on board, and the training is continuous and cumulative, bringing in new tactics and techniques that are learned and encouraged through studying prior incidents around the country. He added that the officers are also equipped with the best tools and equipment. Finally, he addressed reports that the officers in Texas did not immediately try to breach the classroom and said it wouldn't happen during an emergency in Burlington. I can assure you that we are ready to respond to any critical incident with the town of Burlington, and the officers of this department are trained to do so immediately when active indicators are present on scene. There will be no delay in our response. The Town of Burlington Veterans Service held their annual Memorial Day ceremony at the Chestnut Hill Cemetery, where they recognized the real superheroes of our military. BNews reporter Robert Paris attended the ceremony and has this report.
The Town of Burlington's Veterans Service Office and the Allied Veterans Council held the 2022 Memorial Day ceremony at the Chestnut Hill Cemetery on May 30th.
We recognized veterans, not necessarily a war or a battle, and particularly those Vietnam veterans that gave so much to this country, despite the fact that some of its people, and I say some of its people back home, weren't too appreciative of their service. The message today was recognizing the real superheroes of our nation, and those are the ones that put on a uniform and sacrifice their lives to preserve our freedom, and everything that they do, we appreciate.
This year's guest speaker was Philip Nowlin, drafted in the U.S. Army in 1967 and was deployed in Vietnam from February 68 to 69 into the 5th Battalion, 7th Cavalry as an air mobile infantry soldier.
It's quite an honor to be with the Boy Scouts and especially the veterans. It's important to teach everyone that this is a Memorial Day. It's not congratulations. It's have a safe weekend and memorialize the brothers and sisters who have died fighting for our country.
The late Donald Flaherty, a Vietnam veteran and a protocol officer at Hanscom Air Force Base, was recognized during the ceremony by his son Chris. Don was a well-known person throughout the community and helped out with a wide variety of organizations in town.
My father was heavily involved in the community. He worked for Parks and Recreation and Sullivan Funeral Home, and he devoted his time to many local organizations like, as I said in my speech, worked a lot for the town elections. He helped with the 4th of July parade. He collected campaign signatures for many of his friends that were running for office. He was the co-chair for the post-grad party for the high school for many, many years. He helped with helping people when they needed it, and he even helped with BCAT, even when they needed it or when I needed help with my own projects. So he stayed very heavily involved in the town because he loved it so much.
Let's remember those who sacrificed their lives in the line of duty.
I think people need to take at least a moment in time to recognize how many people are buried here with flags at the cemetery, and the dedication that those men and women made to their country. It's not something that should be taken lightly, and I think that on Memorial Day, that the point of this actual holiday is to remember those that sacrificed so much.
As Director Hannafin said in his opening speech, today was to honor everyday superheroes, and I think for me and for a lot of people, our fathers and our parents are the first superheroes we look up to. So it was very heartwarming and very touching to see this community honor my father, a community he loved so much and gave so much of himself to.
From the Chestnut Hill Cemetery, I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Weekly.
After multiple years and many rounds of negotiations, a tentative agreement between the Burlington Educators Association bargaining team and the school committee's bargaining team has been reached for a new 3-year teacher's contract for the majority of the town's educators. While the full text of the proposed contract has not been released, BEA President Patrick Murphy went over some of the highlights. First, Murphy said the proposed contract would provide a 2% raise for the current school year applied retroactively and 3% increases for the next 2 years. All teachers will also receive a $500 bonus at the end of this year due to stress related to teaching during the pandemic. The proposed contract also has a provision that would allow educators with specialized licenses, such as speech and language pathologists, who must renew their documents more frequently than is required for a regular teaching license, and often at a higher price, could submit those for reimbursement for the cost of the renewals. Something the teachers requested that did not make it into the final draft was a reduction in the number of days in the school year. The school year in Burlington is 187 days, more than most other districts in the area, though the school days in town are shorter than most local districts. After negotiating since February of 2020, both sides said they were happy to have reached this tentative agreement after many pandemic-related delays and tough bargaining sessions. Though neither the school committee or the BEA have an exact date to ratify the contract, both sides said it's just a matter of cleaning up some technical language and the votes should come soon. Due to an increase in the amount of need in the community, People Helping People Burlington Food Pantry has moved to a larger location with more room for supplies at 21 Murray Avenue. BNews Director Rich Hosford went to check it out and files this report.
People Helping People's Food Pantry has a new location. Now at 21 Murray Avenue near the back of the used book superstore, the new pantry, recently set up and stocked, will help the charity organization meet the needs of the community.
Yeah, so we had basically outgrown our space at our old location. We needed a lot more square footage to be able to, accommodate the rising need for food in this area. Square footage-wise, it's about 3 times the size. So that allows us to store a lot more canned and dry goods. We have more room for refrigerators, so we have more room to put refrigerated items and frozen items, so that we can just accommodate more clients every week.
And the need for food assistance has been growing over the past couple of years.
There has been an increased need in the area, especially during COVID. We really saw a huge increase in need during that time.
Moving is always a lot of work, and changing the location of a food pantry is no different. However, thanks to good organization and volunteers, this move has gone well.
It was very well organized. There was a lot of planning. We had a committee that helped us plan the whole process. So it went quite smoothly. We were even ahead of schedule. By last week, we were all moved in and ready for distribution. So today, we're just finishing up the odds and ends, putting produce boxes together for clients and bread bags and things like that. Just those things that we would normally do on a Tuesday morning at the pantry.
The new pantry also features a new, higher-tech way to facilitate donations from residents.
So it used to be that we had a pod in our parking lot when we were at the St. Mark's Church. So people would come and drop donations in that pod, and our community is very generous, and we saw daily donations being dropped off in that pod. So we don't want people to think that that's going away. It's just going to be in a new location. So our new building has a vestibule that's on a timed lock, so they can come anytime 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily and put donations inside our building. So you'll see there's a sign on the door, and they can just open the door and come inside and put donations on the shelves there.
Finally, the important work of People Helping People would not be possible without the help of its small army of volunteers.
We have probably about 70 to 75 active volunteers that come in every single week. We have people Monday through Thursday, different shifts, different times of the day that come in on a regular basis. Some folks, the ones that are here today, are helping unload our Greater Boston Food Bank order. So they've broken down pallets of food and they're putting it away. We have folks making the produce boxes, sorting fresh items, and then we have folks that will come in later and pack food for distribution. So when clients come in to get their bags of food, our volunteers in the afternoon will help pack those orders. So we have that throughout the whole week. We have distribution 3 days a week, so we need volunteers every single day.
To volunteer for the Burlington Food Pantry, visit their website at peoplehelpingpeopleinc.org or give them a call at 781-270-6625. From the new Burlington Food Pantry at 21 Murray Avenue, I'm BNews Director Rich Hosford.
If a proposed set of special permit application was recently filed with the town or approved by the planning board, a section of the parking lot of the Burlington Marriott will be converted into a life science laboratory. Situated along the northeastern boundary of the premises is an existing surface parking lot which has historically provided surplus parking for hotel guests and staff, but is infrequently used for those purposes, the application cover letter states. As such, the property owner and Lincoln Property Company have proposed a concept that would include the division of the parcel into 2 lots, which would be configured to support the existing hotel and a new standalone life science building. According to the application, the proposal has been carefully analyzed to ensure appropriate vehicular and pedestrian circulation is provided, as well as sufficient parking allocated to each operation. The application further states that the new facility would be engaged in the manufacturing of life science technologies and medicines for commercial production to the market, including the fields of pharmaceuticals, biomedical technologies and engineering, life systems technologies, environmental and biomedical devices. It's quite a list. Local 3rd grader Hannah Cadillac has made great strides in her literary career. The young author has just published her first book, Scarlet Lends a Helping Hoof, with the help of her mother, Nikki. The launch of the book was celebrated with a special event at Made in Burlington. BNews reporter Veris Conley went to check it out and has this report.
Sometimes the coolest stories are made right in Burlington. 3rd grade author Hannah Cadillac has just celebrated the publication of her new book, Scarlet Lends a Helping Hoof, with a special event at Made in Burlington to kick it off. The book tells the story of a unicorn who teaches the reader about the value of helping out. We spoke to the author and her mother, Nikki Cadillac, to ask about the book's publication and how it came to be.
I'm a professional author, so anytime they have really great ideas, I like to just nurture those, and so that's what we did. It was a very long process. So we started out with an idea. That idea then evolved over months, and we actually ended up finding an illustrator in a random Facebook group just because I saw a beautiful photo or a beautiful illustration that she had done, and I was like, that would be perfect for Hannah's book. We were able to really make the vision come alive, so we're really excited about it.
I had an idea and I wanted to make it happen. Seeing all of it come together, like seeing an actual illustrator illustrate my ideas. I hope that people like it as much as I like it. I think it's really nice, and it could be read by any age, not just like a 1-year-old or something.
For my own children, I just hope that they can see a project going from concept to completion and know that if you persevere and stick with something, that you can make your dreams come true, as cliche as that might sound. For other kids who are coming here, and seeing a 8-year-old as a published author, I really would hope that they take away that they, if they start now, they can achieve their dreams, and it might be in small steps, but they can do it if they just stick with it.
With a heartwarming start to this young author's journey, we look forward to the books that are yet to come. This is Veris Connolly for BNews Weekly.
As required, the Burlington Police Department is warning restaurants and liquor stores in town to be vigilant and make sure they are checking IDs. Police Chief Thomas Brown reports that Burlington Police Department will be conducting random alcohol compliance checks at local establishments that are licensed to sell alcohol during the first week of June. Compliance checks are done to prevent people under the age of 21 from obtaining alcohol and to ensure that local businesses and restaurants that hold liquor licenses and their employees are not providing alcohol to minors, the release states. Effective and regular compliance checks help reduce the sale of alcohol to minors and curb underage drinking, as well as help prevent issues connected to alcohol consumption, such as alcohol-related traffic crashes, crime, health issues, and poor performance in school. According to Brown, these enforcement actions are not related to any specific rise or spike in underage drinking in Burlington, but instead are a proactive approach by the police department in dealing with the problem facing every city and town. The Massachusetts Alcoholic Beverage Control Commission requires that local authorities notify the public that they intend to conduct compliant issues prior to doing so. The Burlington Police Department is set to once again fill the town common with antique cars for a day of fun and for a chance for residents to meet with the police department and its officers. After a 2-year hiatus due to the pandemic, the Cops and Cars event will run from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday, June 11, with a rain date of Sunday, June 12 in the town center. When seeking permission to use the common at a select board meeting, retired Police Sergeant Bernie Scipoletti, who is organizing the event, provided some background details. He said it's a classic car show and members of the police department attend and interact with car owners and the people who are there to look at the cars. It's a good way for the public to meet with officers in a relaxed atmosphere. Cops and Cars is a national program, and the first time it was held here in Burlington was in 2019. There's a small fee for anyone looking to have their car in the show, and all proceeds from the event will be donated to people helping people in the Burlington Food Pantry and the organization's other charity works in town. The Burlington Parks and Recreation Department has its busy summer schedule set for Burlington. To learn more about it, BNews reporter Robert Paris spoke with Director Brendan Egan in the latest Parks and Rec update. Let's check it out.
Summer is right around the corner, and the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department is celebrating its arrival with a number of action-packed activities and events.
Summer brochure is jam-packed with activities. All of the favorites, Park Place, middle school parks, Summer Discovery, Club Simons, Jumpstart, little addition to Jumpstart this year. It's Jumpstart and more. Fitness programs, some new fitness programs. I know there's a number of boot camps that'll be taking place, one up at the fitness court, one on the weekend. So it gives lots of options for people looking to stay fit in the summer. Bocce League that we're looking to start in coordination with 3rd Ave. They've asked us to work on a few activities with them. And then, of course, our summer concerts are back, and the lineup looks good.
Celebrate Burlington is slated for August 6th on the Town Common.
We already have a bunch of sponsors in. We're anticipating a larger crowd than last year, and last year was great comeback after a 2-year hiatus. You know, it's a great day for the community, for people to come out and just enjoy a day on the Common. Plenty of activities. It's all free. Gives a great opportunity for businesses to come out and interact with the residents as well as Burlington organizations. So businesses, organizations, nonprofits, great opportunity to come out and spend the day with people on the Common.
As we get closer to the nicer weather, Brendan is looking forward to seeing activities return to its normal capacity.
I like the change of seasons and, the warmer weather. You see more families out participating in activities, just being outdoors. And I think, during COVID, people really started to enjoy the outdoors more than they ever did before.
I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Weekly.
We go now to Peter Brown with the weather, followed by Gretchen Carey with the community calendar.
Well, hello everyone, this is Peter Brown with a look at your weather for the next 7 days. Here we are heading in towards June. I hope you all had a nice week out there, although it ended up pretty chilly and drizzly out there. We had a nice start to our week when we had temperatures well up in the 80s to near 90, a real summer feel, and then after that, the temperatures took a big nosedive as we had a backdoor cold front coming into our area. Now, starting our period on Friday, we're again going to be seeing temperatures in about 5 to 10 degrees below average for this time of the year. Going to be kind of chilly out there, maybe a little bit damp. Highs only in the mid to upper 60s, and kind of cool if you have to step out in the area in Burlington at night, as we may see temperatures, especially this weekend, diving well down into the lower 40s, so chilly out there. Now, as we get in towards the end of our period, towards next Thursday, our average highs at this time of the year should be in the mid 70s, and that's pretty much where we're going to be Going to be a fairly average week, we think, in terms of temperatures, maybe a little bit cooler than average, so no real-time big summer heat coming. And of course, as you notice, the days keep getting longer and longer as we head towards the official start of summer, which will be here in just a few weeks. So as we go ahead, let's take a look at what the Climate Prediction Center is calling for us here in the Burlington area in terms of temperatures and precipitation. And looking at our temperature map, looks like we're expecting to see about average highs. I'm actually seeing that we may see a little bit lower than that, so maybe a little bit cooler than average out there. And as we look at our precipitation chances, they're calling for us to have maybe above average precipitation. We'll see that reflected as, again, starting on Friday, we may see some showers, and then again some showers as we start out the work week. So as we go ahead, let's take a look at those 7 days of weather coming up. And again, starting it up here on Friday, a little bit dreary out there still, some more clouds than sun, unfortunately, and some rain showers, although we do need some rain very badly here in the Burlington area as it is pretty dry out there. Temperatures, again, stuck in the mid to lower 60s. Now, as we get in towards the weekend, looks like the sun's going to make a return to us. Temperatures that climb back up near average, back up to the low to mid 70s and pretty pleasant. However, if you're going to be out and about in the Burlington area Saturday night into Sunday morning, keep that jacket handy as it looks like we're going to have some really cool air moving in here with temperatures down in the 40s, so keep that in mind. As we start out our work week, we're going to start out with pretty pleasant conditions on Monday. Again, temperatures pretty average for this time of the year, and then we introduce that chance of maybe a few showers here Tuesday and Wednesday. Better chance on Tuesday. Looks like Wednesday is going to be more of a drier day for us here in the Burlington area. And again, temperatures pretty average for this time of the year in the mid-70s. And then rounding it up here on Thursday, looks like we have some really nice fair weather conditions out there. Temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. So everyone, get out there, enjoy the weather, and have a great week.
Hi, I'm Amy Poehler, and you're watching BCAT. Go Red Devils!
Hey everyone, I'm Gretchen Carey, and this is your community calendar. On June 6th, 13th, and 27th, the Burlington Public Library will be having an online program called the Mindfulness and Meditation Class with Lauren Massey. Pre-registration is required. For more information, go to burlingtonpubliclibrary.org. On June 11th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., the United Church of Christ Congregational will be having a gigantic yard sale. Event is rain or shine. For more information, call 781-272-4547. On June 20th, the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department will be having a day trip on the Block Island Ferry. Pre-registration is required. To register, go to burlingtonrecreation.org.
The spring sports season has entered the playoff stage of play. For all the latest action, we go now to BNEWS sports reporter Anthony Matos for this week's sports report.
Hey everyone, I'm Anthony Matos, and this week's sports report. Did somebody say playoffs? That's right, it's the postseason here at BHS, and a number of teams are getting ready to face off against their opponents. We will get to playoff matchups in a few minutes, but first, Robert Paris attended the Senior Athletic Awards banquet on June 1st. Let's check it out.
Family and friends gathered together inside of the Fogelberg Auditorium, where coaches and administration staff recognized the class of 2022 senior athletes during the BHS Senior Athletic Banquet.
It's a great night. It's always enjoyable. Have a great meeting with all the coaches. There's a lot of discussion. People go back and forth about all these athletes. Good problems to have. We have so many kids that are worthy of all of these awards, and to actually have to whittle that down and come down to this tremendous group like this one standing next to me. It's a great experience for us and our coaching staff to get the chance to kind of go through it, and it was really a nice night.
The athletes couldn't believe how fast time flies and that they were very appreciative of this great opportunity of being a Red Devil.
The teammates, the memories that you make, the coaches, all of that stuff.
I'll miss just seeing my teammates every day at practice and my coaches, and basically just what she said. I'll miss this girl.
I'll miss Liz so much.
Very cool to be a part of and see the accomplishments of all of my classmates and stuff. It was just very cool to get all the athletes together for one last time. Mostly gonna miss the teammates and stuff, the team culture, and all the friendships I've made over the years with these teams. I'm gonna miss it a lot.
I got the chance to actually play 4 sports during my years here, which is a little unique, and still be able to get 12 letters, which was really cool. So I feel like I got a well-rounded experience in sports, and every single team I was on, every single person was welcoming. It was just one big family, and I feel really grateful, especially in this last season on the lacrosse team, doing so well, going to playoffs. I'm excited, and it's just, I've had an overall positive experience, and I couldn't have asked for a better sports season.
I'm going to miss primarily Friday nights playing football. That was definitely the highlight of my 4 years here. There's nothing that really compares to that feeling, just being out there with all your buddies.
I'm probably going to miss the friendships the most. That was probably the biggest thing for my past 4 years.
From Burlington High School, I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Sports.
A new era will begin in Burlington this winter. Bob Conceition Jr. will take his father's place as the new Red Devils ice hockey coach. Bob Conceition Sr. coached the Red Devil hockey for 35 seasons, where he won a couple of state championships, Ed Cahoon tourneys, and had his team compete at a game at Fenway Park. Congrats, Bob, on the new position, and we're looking forward to seeing what you bring to the hockey program. Lady Devils tennis will start the playoffs on June 6th, where they'll travel to Billerica to face the 15th seed in the Division II MIA playoffs. Red Devils tennis will host the playoff game at Rohannes Park against the 12th seed, the Reading Rockets, on June 6th. Lady Devils lacrosse finished the regular season with a 15-4 record after a loss to Walpole 13-7. They'll have a home playoff game against Canton at Varsity Field on Wednesday, June 8th. Red Devils lacrosse lost to Walpole in the regular season finale 11-7. Burlington finished the regular season at 8-10. Will have an away playoff game in Nauset on June 8th. Red Devils baseball competed in the Brendan Grant Memorial Day Tournament on May 28th and 29th. The first game was against Linfield, where they lost 3-2. Then in the consolation round, they won against Belmont 7-2. Burlington finished the regular season at 8-10 and did not make the MIA playoffs this year. Good luck to the Red Devils seniors on your endeavors. Lady Devils softball lost their final game of the regular season to Central Catholic on May 28th 0-3 and finished with an 18-2 record. Burlington is ranked number 3 in the playoffs and will either compete against Plymouth South or Westwood on June 7th at Marvin Field. Lady Devils and Red Devils track competed in the MIA Division IV State Championship over Memorial Day weekend. You can check out the results at bcattv.org/sports. Ritik Prakash, Grace and Hope Hannafin, Cora Laverty, Brooke Bibbo, Anthony Abbott, Anthony Minkello, Quinn Flaherty, Paul Conti, and Elijah Walensky are all competing in the Meet of Champions at Westfield State University from June 2nd to June 4th. Good luck to everyone competing. Red Devils Volleyball hosts the Division II MIA playoff game against Millis High School on June 3rd at BHS. As was taping, the game is still to be played. There was a special gathering at Burlington Famous Pizza for athletes and family members who are part of the Burlington Rotary Special Olympics. After not being able to gather for 2 years, this party was a way to say thank you to everyone involved and reunite. I have this full look on the event. Hey everyone, I'm here at Burlington Famous Pizza for the Burlington Rotary Club / YMCA Basketball Pizza Night. Let's check it out. It was a night of dancing, grabbing a slice, and appreciating all who were involved with this organization. The Burlington Interact Rotary Club and YMCA held their basketball pizza night for athletes and coaches who are part of Burlington Special Olympics basketball team at Burlington Famous Pizza on May 18th.
It's a thank you to all the families, all the players, all the companies, the Rotary, my company, Devaney Energy, that helped put all this together, donated the money to buy pizza for the families. It's the first time we've been able to do anything for over 2 years.
It's been great. As everyone knows, we're coming out of a pandemic, but as a community organization and to partner with John and Rotary and all these families, that's what we're there for. And we're really striving to get back on track to where we were at pre-COVID, especially with community organizations and groups that we can provide a space, a safe, fun space for the kids, for all of our members and community to enjoy themselves.
Athletes spoke on their time with the team, both at the event and on the court.
I normally do big-time softball with him, basketball, and I think that's about it.
It was very nice of John to do all this stuff, and you guys too.
Do you like pizza?
Yep.
Pizza?
Yes.
Pizza party?
Yes.
It was really good. Yeah.
What's your favorite one?
Basketball. Yeah.
I like basketball as well because it's at the Y Thursday night, so we get a good workout, exercise, and I really enjoy it, and it's so far so good.
For 35 years, Burlington Famous Pizza has been serving and helping the community out through fundraisers and athletic events.
We've been part of the community for 30 plus years, and we love to host our events and, you know what I mean, see what makes everybody happy. They're having a great time inside.
As the night went on, special awards were given out to the players and coaches who were very excited to be back together as one after COVID took a toll on keeping everyone apart.
The fundraiser is supporting our group, is to have us enjoy each other. We've become, over the years that I've been doing Special Olympics, it's become family. It's something that I treasure most in my life, other than my family. This has become my second family. All the players and all their families, all that they do, they've all pitched in and did something to get this done tonight.
That was such a great time. Thank you, Burlington Rotary / the YMCA, for this great night. I'm Anthony Matos for BNEWS Weekly. Catch more Red Devil action at our website at bcattv.org/sports and check out our Twitter page at BNewsSports. That's all for this week. I'm Anthony Matos. Back to you guys in the studio.
Another week, another photo to highlight. This week's photo was another example of the natural beauty all around us. It was sent in by Mary Leach and shows a lady slipper flower, a type of orchid that she found along the trail at Sawmill Brook Conservation Area. As Mary said, the flower is pink perfection. There used to be a lot of them in the woods around Burlington when we had a lot of woods. They're very difficult to grow in your garden. Thanks for the photo, Mary. We'd like to see your photos. These could be of your summer activities, families and pets, the weather outside your front door, or anything else you'd like to share with us in the community. Email your photos to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. Remember to stay tuned after the news for the latest Burlington Public Schools weekly update for all the latest education news. That's it from the news desk here at BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with Rich Hosford, Robert Paris, Veris Conley, Peter Brown, Gretchen Carey, and Anthony Matos. Thank you for joining us.